Okay, this topic is the school. So the first thing to talk about the school I went to a school called Hudsonville Public High School. It's a school of 1,800 students. The school is in the city of Hudsonville, and I went there for 4 years. The school is a typical American high school. It has a lot of sports, a lot of different activities that are also done at the school. They don't have, in the US, typically schools aren't geared or specific to certain topics. So at this school, there are students who want to go to university and they're studying various topics. There are also students who plan to work in a factory or maybe be a builder or something. They all go together to school, but you can take, from the school, you can take special classes depending on what you're interested in or join different clubs, things like that. So the subjects at the school, the basic or typical subjects would be your science classes like chemistry, biology, physics. You would have math classes, geometry, algebra, trigonometry, language classes. The most common would be Spanish and German, but you could also find schools that teach French or Italian or different languages. Also, English is a required course, so you have to study English grammar and writing, sometimes speaking as well. There's art classes, so typically art is required, at least one course of art. Also, and music classes, both singing and playing musical instruments. The time schedule or the timetable for school, it starts at about 7:50 in the morning, so just before 8. And there are 5 class periods. So you would study 5 subjects on a typical day. The classes are about 1 hour long with a 10-minute break between classes. The amount of homework. It depends on what courses you're taking. What was typical for me was about 1 or 2 hours of homework, but most of it I would do at school because I also was doing other things at the school. The importance of language learning. Language is required now in American schools. Even when I was young, it was required to study Spanish. I had to take Spanish for 2 years. So that's very typical today, but they start the language study earlier. My son, when he was in 2nd grade, he was studying Spanish, so they start much earlier now. Non-learning events in the school. So all kinds of events are happening at the school. There's a lot of sports. You can play 3 different seasons of sports. There's a fall season, winter season, and spring season. And different sports are played during that time. So, for example, I played 3 different sports each year at the school. So I played American football, I wrestled, and I played baseball. So those were the 3 sports that I played. But you could play many other ones. But sometimes they play at the same time. And you compete against other schools. So that's one of the things that is going on. You also have band, which learning to play musical instruments together as a group. And they play at the sports events and also do concerts at the school. There's drama, so acting. And they do many plays and different things at the school as well. And you can take that as a class also. And then there's many other clubs, science clubs and language clubs and different things where you can do the things you're interested in. School traditions would be like the dances they have or the prom or typical things like that almost all of the schools in the U.S. have something like that. All right, that's American schools.